What's up, good people? And today, I got two of my favorite things. I got motorcycles in the garage. I got coffee in my hand. Let's go ahead and roll that intro and get to it. One. And welcome back to another episode of UTHWP. And I'm your host for today's episode, Power. And I thank y'all for tuning in. And I appreciate it every time y'all tune in. And if you're finding this content entertaining, educational, or whatever the case may be, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, go ahead and share with all your friends. I do have a goal this year of reaching a certain amount of subscribers, so hopefully y'all can help your boy out. That would be greatly appreciated. So today, we're going to be installing some parts. If you stick all the way through to the end of the video, I'm going to show you the reason why you should use caution when buying certain motorcycle parts off of Amazon. So go ahead, pull up your chair, get some coffee in your cup, or if you don't drink no coffee, then, whatever you're going to drink, depending on the time you're watching this video. And if you're drinking at 6 a.m. in the morning, you probably need to go talk to somebody. I'll talk to y'all a little bit while we're doing the installation. It's not something that's complicated, but it's something that maybe you are kind of hesitant to do, and maybe you have had your local dealership or your local mechanic do it for you, but this is actually a pretty easy install. But with a couple of tools and some patience, you probably can knock this out yourself. But when y'all see this bike, y'all probably gonna have some questions. And I don't know how and when I'm gonna release this video, so it may seem odd to you and this bike may seem out of place, depending on when I release this video. But that's neither here nor there. But go ahead and ask your questions in the comments below, and I'll see if I can get to them when you see this bike, and you'll know what I mean once you see the bike. First, I'm gonna show y'all what we're working with and what we're gonna be installing on this bike to get it, I guess you could say it's already road ready, but to add some more creature comforts to it, to get it, when you're on the road, just making it the ride more enjoyable, I should say. Even though we don't have everything in for it, but we do have some things that substitute some other things until those things arrive, and then those will get put on to this bike later. All right, so let me show y'all what I'm working with. All right, so today we're going to be installing some thrashing rider floorboards. I forget what these are called, but I had these on my previous bike, my 2021 Road Glide CVO. I really like them. They're big, but not too big. I wear a size, hold on, let's see if I can show you all that. I wear a size 10 in sneakers, and you can see like my foot fits good on there, and I'm able to kind of, when I'm riding, and I'll show y'all once I put them on the bike, like I'm able to move my foot kind of back and forth on there and just have space between the brake lever and shift the arm on the left and right side to adjust. We're gonna be doing the thrashing, doing these thrashing pegs for the passenger. I normally don't ride two up, so don't really give two, I was about to say two sugar honey iced teas about the rear passenger pegs, but just to have something that match. I was trying to consider if they should just remove the passenger pegs altogether, but you never know if you have to tie something down. So maybe you want to have some passenger pegs on the rear, or you may have to give somebody a good old ride one day and never know. And you can see here we're gonna do the highway. Let me get this right. So we're gonna do these, the short armed highway pegs. If y'all don't know, I am 5'12.5" tall. So I do go with the short pegs. So maybe it depends on your inseam, how short and or tall you are. You may go to the long arm or the short arm. But we're gonna do those arms. Put these pegs on there. Right here, I really like these. These are the flow pegs. I like the spikes because you don't have to put much effort into putting your foot on these, and the spikes just hold your feet in place versus you using a lot of leg muscles just to keep your feet up there. And then we're gonna do some docking hardware, of course. Never know if you have to throw a tour pack, sissy bar, or a rack on the back. Saddlebag guard protection. Just went with those black saddlebag guards. And I won't ride a bike. Well, I will ride a bike, but if it's my bike, I always recommend to people, put some saddlebag guards on your touring motorcycle. I did a slow drop on my bike headed to Houston a couple years ago. Pulled up in a parking lot and dropped my bike, like at a standstill. Oh no.
Yeah, he finna move. We just had it.
He just dropped the bike. We got it.
Good.
And if I had the saddlebag guards, I wouldn't have had as much damage as I ended up having. Then I'm gonna try this CarPlay jumper from NAMS. On my 2024 Road Glide, I'm using the CarPlay harness from Sounds, which works excellent. So I'll let y'all know how this one gonna work. This plugs right up under the seat, pretty easy. We're gonna throw this Saddleman seat, this road sofa, on there with the backrest. And if y'all have never rode a bike with a backrest, or at least higher lumbar support, this will change your life. I guess it's time to show y'all this bike, that I'm working on. So let's get to that. So you don't have to have the bike straight up and down. I just find it easier to work on the bike that way, having it straight up and down. And I actually got to do something to that bike over there too, but y'all might not see that. Let's get started, because what should take probably no more than an hour maybe, it's probably gonna take me like three hours, because I'm filming, moving cameras around, stopping and talking to y'all. So, but it's all good. That's why I say, give me some love, give me some likes, give me a subscribe, because I could have been done. I could have been playing some video games by now. All right, let's go. 1. Bags are off. I got to take these off. Hit me up in the comments if you want these. $200, I'll sell it to you. But before I go any further, I gotta maybe not have my head cut off in the shot. In the previous videos, you know how I talked about having a gremlin bell when you get a new bike and it needs to be given to you by another rider. So another rider gave me this bell, and they picked a good one. The motorcycle club that I'm a member of, Kings of the South MC, my chapter happens to be called the Mamba chapter because of the number of chapters previous to us. The number we landed on was Kobe's number. So we call ourselves the Mamba chapter. And the person that gifted me this rider's bell knew that. So they picked this one, which I thought was dope as hell. Little snake head. You see it. You see it. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little blessing of the bike. Try to knock some of these gremlins off. Shake that thing. And then I'm gonna get it hung up somewhere as I'm doing the rest of this install, but Mamba. All right, so we got that plugged in. Nice and neat. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the bike and connect to that via Bluetooth. I guess we can go auxiliary. And we're gonna go here. Device manager. Add new device. So that's blinking there. You see that blinking. I'm just gonna do that one. So that's connected. So now I'm gonna add my phone. Power iPhone. Pair. Set. Connect. And there we go. Just like that. Apple CarPlay. So that's that. That's the NAMs installed. It worked on the first try, so bam. When you're putting the docking hardware in, the longer of the two studs, I would say, are gonna go towards the front of the bike. The bolts that will be holding it on are a T40 Torx head, so I'll put a little bit of blue Loctite on here. Gonna get these snug up, and it'll be the same for the other side. So don't have to repeat that. But then I'll show you how to put these on, the spacers and stuff for the docking hardware, the hook too. All right, let's go. They're both gonna have a flat washer on the end. Just keep in mind when you're putting these on that the long one is also gonna need that spacer right there. And then this will go on. And this will go on that way right there. You'll be good to go, I think. Yep, that's it. And put a little bit of Loctite on your screw. And these screws, you see people lose these all the time. So just make sure you put some Loctite on there. Y'all don't see me using no torque wrench, but I highly recommend that you use one, because you can snap these off. So I may or may not be using one myself, but I highly recommend if you have one. And I do have one, but I'll pull it out later on and torque these down. So yeah, make sure you use your torque wrench and follow the instructions. Don't necessarily follow me. Are y'all some coffee drinkers? People that watch my videos, do y'all like coffee? How y'all drink your coffee? I drink mine straight up, like. No chasing. I used to be a person that did a whole bunch of sugar and cream and just a little bit of coffee. But now, I just like it straight up. And I used to couldn't stand. I remember the first time I had a cup of coffee, I want to say I was out on a deployment when I was in the Army. Is this right? Okay. That didn't feel right for a second. When I was deployed, and there was this older woman that was in my formation, and she was going to the green bean. Some of y'all may know what that is. And she was like, "Hey Sergeant, you want me to get you a coffee?" And I had been to the green bean before, and I was like, "Yeah, let me get a it might have been something like caramel something 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 something." And in that caramel drink, it had, I guess, some coffee in it. And she was like, "You're a damn grown ass man." Cause she drank her coffee black, just straight up. She was like, "You drinking that bullshit? You better." And she was from New York. So she had like a New York accent. She was like, "You drinking that bullshit ass sweet shit?" She was like, "How about I just bring you 10 packs of sugar back and you just drink that with some hot water or something." And then, I ain't take no offense to it, because I just thought coffee was just nasty as shit. But I don't know why I started just drinking it black. Like maybe I started having better quality coffee experiences from people that drink coffee on a regular basis. And then that made me kind of appreciate the flavors, or whatever the case may be, of coffee. So now I just drink it straight up. And I mean, it can be some bad coffee. I don't know who this is coming in the garage right now. This might be Amazon, but I don't know who's opening my garage door. Yep, it's Amazon. What's up, man? Appreciate it.
You have a good one.
Thank you. I guess I might as well ask y'all that. Do y'all let Amazon go in y'all garage too? So, but yeah, long story less long with the coffee thing. So yeah, just transition to drinking it black. I don't care if it's, and I don't really mess with Starbucks coffee no more. Like, oh no, I'd rather support a local coffee shop instead of a big brand like Starbucks. And the local coffee shops, at least how my tastes have evolved, like their coffee is just tends to be better than Starbucks is. So, at least in my opinion, you know. And I used to be a Starbucks fiend too, because of course they had all the mixed coffee drinks. But yeah, how y'all like y'all coffee? Y'all put it in the comments below. So yeah, docking hardware is on. Let's move on to the next thing. So we're about to take the passenger foot pegs off. It does have a C-clip on there, which you need a special set of pliers. I forget what these are called. They might be called C-clip pliers. I don't know. There'll be a link in the description below if you need a set of these to get those C-clips off without bending them excessively by using like a screwdriver or a tool that you probably shouldn't be using. You may not use these all the time, but it's good to have it set because you may do something like this. All right, so those are on. Then I'm gonna get the rider floorboards on, the heel and toe shifter, and go from there. Set of streamer passenger rider boards for sale, $9,000. So this is what I was referring to with the thrashing board. So see how much room I have so I can do that. So I don't even know if I even really need highway pegs, but yeah, sometimes you want to throw your leg up kind of like that. Well, most of the time when I'm on my other bike, that's what I do. Like I have my foot here on my highway peg, so that'll give me just that support when I'm doing that. But yeah, that's about it. But see that, what I'm talking about, that rider backrest? Oh, that feels so much gooder. All right, let's get this off the stand. This is what I wanted to kind of warn y'all about when you're doing things off of Amazon for these motorcycles, all right? Because sometimes it can get a little tricky for you. So if you can see to my right, probably your left, I have this rickrack bag here. And the one that I have mounts to a Harley Davidson King luggage rack. And I'm about to show you because I have two of them. One of them is from Amazon and the other one is from Harley Davidson. So if we go to the bikes right here, let me flip y'all around. So if we go to these bikes, if you're looking at these, put in the comment section below. I got them just kind of half mounted. I know they just kind of, I don't have them fully mounted. I just set them on the bike. So if you're looking at these, can you tell which one is the Harley one? In the comment section below, just throw it in there right now. If you could tell which one of those King luggage racks is the Harley one. Because what will happen is, let's say if you want to run that this Rick Rack King luggage rack mounted one, you have to make sure that you read correctly on the Rick Rack website, because they'll sell you one or the other. One of them will say, if you have an Amazon King luggage rack, you need to order Rick Rack A. If you have a Harley Davidson King luggage rack, you need to order Rick Rack B. So if you don't read and you just say, hey, there it is, King luggage rack, let me go on Amazon, order me a King luggage rack for $20 versus going to Harley Davidson and paying $100-something for it. What you're gonna run into is this right here. Both of them, you know, the fitment is good. They lock right onto. These are Harley Davidson 4-point docking hardware. What I do like about this Rick Rack bag, y'all gonna see me, I'm not carrying it right now. That joint on wheels. You know what I'm saying? So, that's dope. Of course, they make different versions of this. One that goes on top of a tour pack. They got the ones with and without wheels, but you're just getting off the road. You don't feel like carrying no damn bag. Which one you think is the Amazon? So, get ready to go on my trip. Of course, like I always do, hey, I done ordered everything last minute. And here I am. I got my King luggage rack. It says that this is gonna go in that King luggage rack. And here I am trying to put it on, let's see. So I get it up front and oh shit, I got a problem. You see that? Mad short, because this one is the Amazon one. Here you go, about to be on your trip. You done fucked up. Bought this from Amazon. You know, didn't read the fine print, which a lot of us don't. And now you done loaded this bag up either the morning of your trip or the night before. And now you out here looking like a football bat and don't know what the hell to do. To point out the difference, which is hard to see, but when you put it on the Harley one, it fits perfectly. Now I can tighten these down, you know, lock it up, and I'm gone. I'm gone in the wind, getting at yonder. But all that to say is, you know, just be cautious of what you may or may not order off of Amazon. Amazon can save you some money, sometimes get you something quick. But I would say do a little bit of research depending on what you are about to do. And if that item that you're getting from Amazon, you're trying to get it to work with something else, just make sure you do a little bit of research, because it's probably gonna save you some time, some money, and some heartache. And you won't be out here looking like a soup sandwich, okay? But with all that to say, people, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps out the channel, and it don't cost you a thing. It helps the old algorithm gods spread the word and say, hey, other people, come look at this. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And always remember, good people, the best motorcycle is the one that you ride. One.